Hello there, welcome to class. I'm Miss Faust. Please make sure, you already have paper out. I was going to say, please make sure you have paper out and a pen or pencil. Yes, indeed. Today is a note-taking day. Notice, on the sides here, I wrote, take notes. Yes, I need you to take notes today. So you need to make sure you're listening and listen for key words, okay, and write them down. Listen for key information. Okay, we're going to talk about two different items. We're going to talk about two more comprehension reading strategies, and then we're going to talk about our next writer, Eugenia Collier. So are you ready? You are? Just one moment here. Let me grab out my paper. Okay, are you ready? Ready to take notes? Got that pencil going? Got that pen going? Okay. So far we had two comprehension reading strategies. We had making inferences and predicting or making predictions. Today we're going to add questioning and summarizing. Okay? One great technique to help us to truly understand what we're reading is to ask ourselves questions. As we're reading, ask a question. Okay? So, here is what I'd like you to think about and take notes on. One questioning, here's your information. It's to develop an attempt to answer questions about the important ideas in the text while reading. Most of us do that already. While we're reading, we're automatically asking ourselves questions. I wonder what he meant with that. Will she listen to what he said? Does she really understand what he means? Okay, even when looking at the title, you may ask yourself a question. You're doing it already. There you go. Fantastic. There you've got the questioning technique. Okay? So you ask yourself questions such as where and why. Those kind of questions. Your where and why questions. Okay? In order to create your questions. Ask where, why. Of course, you can always ask how. If you're dealing with something that's having to do with building something. How do I nail this into the wall? Okay? How do I get two pieces out of this big chunk of wood? Okay? So questioning is a very important comprehension reading strategy. It will help you to better understand what you are reading if you ask yourself questions. Okay? The other one is summarizing. Not only when we write do we summarize, we also summarize when we're reading and talking about what we just read. So, let's see what we have for summarizing. Let me check my notes. Okay, to describe orally or in writing. So in other words, when we're talking or when we're writing. The main points of what was read. That's the idea when summarizing. So if someone tells you, I need you to summarize this paragraph. Talk to me about it. All they want to hear is the main point. What's the main point? Or what are the main points? If the paragraph is a really lengthy one. If you're dealing with 2-3 pages. What were the main points? Excuse me. Sorry about that. Okay? Ask yourself, oh, look at that. It's sort of combining here. Think about this. What comes next? What comes next, if I can talk? Okay? What else did the passage say about whatever the subject is? Okay? So with summarizing, and keep this in mind when you're writing even, it's the key point. So when you're reading something, try to summarize what you just read. If you find you're struggling and you're standing there or sitting there and going, what did I just read? Okay? Then, yes, it's going to be really hard to do this, isn't it? Because obviously you didn't understand what you read. Okay, so it's going to be really hard to summarize. So, go through the other strategies. Try to ask questions as you're rereading. And then see, my goodness, a little frog in the throat. Excuse me. Then see if you can summarize. It happens. Sometimes you read a very technical book. In the first go around, you're going, I have no idea what I just read. The second time you go and you're using other strategies, maybe even trying to predict or make an inference, an educated guess. Okay, you're asking yourself questions along the way this time around, or many more questions, and then you say to yourself, okay, what was this about? And you find it. Wow, I got it. Okay, so please make sure that you have the information, again, to develop and attempt to answer questions about the important ideas in the text while reading is questioning. Your summarizing is to describe orally or in writing the main points of what was read. Okay? Any questions? Nope. Again, the class is about critical reading. So these strategies, as I present them to you, you should be using them. It's not just, oh, quick, I got to write this down. Put a pause to the video. I got to write down what Miss Faust just said. Okay, I'm done. No, you should, as you read today's reading, ask yourself questions. Try to summarize it. Make inferences. Make predictions. Look at the title and start thinking to yourself, marigolds. It's going to be about flowers. I'm thinking something good. We're planting some flowers. Okay? And as you get into it, you start asking questions. And then at the end you go, what did I just read? Let me see the key points. You should apply these strategies. They will help you to become better at understanding what you're reading. And also remember, it goes for any subject. You could be in a health class. Strategies help. A social studies class. Strategies help. Okay? So keep that in mind. Now, shall we go to the second part of our day? Of our lesson? Yes, indeed. Here's our new writer. Her name is Eugenia Collier. Now, you might look at that and go, Miss Faust, what is the problem here? 1924 or 1928? Good question. I'm so glad that you asked that. Thank you for asking. Well, guess what? Scholars have a little question about that. Some lean toward 24, and others lean toward 1928 for her date of birth. Another for the birth year. So, I leave it to you. 1924 and 1928. Now, as far as I can tell, she is still alive. All right? Okay, so let me give you some information about her. About Eugenia Collier. Fascinating, right? She is an African-American writer. Please make sure you are taking notes. Now let me see those notes. Ooh, I see you wrote strategies. Jingle, jingle. Okay, she is an African-American writer. Please make sure you're getting that. She's also a critic. In other words, she critiques other people's work. Okay, and she was a teacher. Or, well, at one point she was a teacher. Okay, but of all her work, she is well known for her 1969 short story, Marigolds. And that is the one we will be reading for our class. And we can apply our new strategies on that story. Okay, so she's well known for that. And for that, she won an award. And it's called the Gwendolyn Brooks Award. Okay, Gwendolyn Brooks Award. A very special award. Okay. She is considered, or at least she considers herself to be, hold on. I'm thinking I'm missing something here. Oh, no, that was it. She's considered to be a feminist. She sees herself as that. Okay. When she teaches or when she shows up in like workshops and the like, she likes to discuss creative writing and her stories. Yes, very much a short story writer. Okay. So she considers, feminism and considers, feminist rights and the like, very much into that. And she's also an LGBTQ activist. Okay. So she's a fascinating person. Trying to come up with something else about her. Again, this is the story, not the date. This is the story. If you think of Collier, marigolds. Do you have any questions about her? I know you're thinking, that wasn't much. Yeah, I know. Some great writers out there, there really isn't that much about them. Okay. No questions at all. Okay. So let me give you the full assignment here. Let's get started. Make sure you got the paper ready, pencil, and all that. Okay. So for today, I need you to read Eugenia Collier's Marigolds. Okay. So what you'll need to do is Google, and a good way to do it is text of Collier or text of Collier's Marigolds, and you should have sources pop up, and you should be able to pick one of them and read her story. It's an interesting story. Probably you're going, oh, she says it all the time. It is. It makes a really good point about human nature. Okay. So please make sure that you read Marigolds by Eugenia Collier for today. Then I need you to copy what's right here, these two questions, and answer them. We have the question, what is the conflict? I know I don't want a definition of conflict. I need you to figure out what is the conflict in marigolds. Okay? So please, use these two strategies. They will help you in understanding marigolds. Why does Miss Lottie grow marigolds? Yes, why does she? I can't wait to see your answers. Okay, so please make sure you got that. And then finally, I'd like you to answer this question. What type of books do you enjoy reading? Do you like mysteries, science fiction? Okay, or you're thinking poetry books especially. Love poetry. What type? Okay, so please make sure not to forget this question. So do we understand the assignment? And again, note-taking is really good. It's very good practice to be able to, you listen sharply, and then you start picking up what key words, phrases does that person use. The person is standing there and sharing information with you. If the person repeats, just a little tip, if a person repeats something 2 or 3 times, then you're thinking, yeah, I got to write that down. Make sure you've got it. Okay, you never know. Your notes might come in handy for for a test. Okay? So, read her story today in order to answer these 2 questions. Do not forget what conflict is. Look back at your notes for the definition in case you're going, oh my gosh, what is conflict again? One word, starts with P. Okay? And then, please answer that question. Do you have any questions regarding the strategies or our writer? No, you don't? Great. That's good. That means you're all set to Google marigolds and get into the reading and practice these strategies. I'm so glad to hear that. So I do hope you have a wonderful day. Till next time, bye-bye.